One got knocked down, he won't get up again. The other went knocked him down. One got knocked down, and now he's fucking dead. The other went knocked him out. Combo breaker!
Tyrants, rulers of the universe, of kingdoms, everything, they're true evil. But today I have two of Nintendo's biggest kings going in an epic match to the death. And I don't mean Bowser, and I sure as hell don't mean Ganondorf. That's right, we have an epic matchup between King K. Rool and King Dedede. King K. Rool, the Crocodile King, who hunts down Donkey Kong because he wants his horde of bananas. But wait a minute, isn't he a crocodile or an alligator or something? They don't eat bananas. What the fuck, K. Rool? Why won't you leave DK alone? He just wants his bananas. It's not like you're gonna eat them. Onto this douchebag lizard's powers. He can increase and decrease his own size, turn invisible, and even frickin' teleport. He can create shockwaves that can do damage, and he can cause cannonballs to rain from the sky. He can also manipulate the weather, summon meteors, and even breathe fire. He also wields his blunderbuss that can fire compressed air, spike balls, and cannonballs. He also has a jetpack that allows him to control lightning as well as fly. And he's got his signature crown, which he can throw like a boomerang. He's also got boxing gloves, but I mean, that's just gonna help him with his punching. Now, stat-wise, he's pretty impressive. He's able to regularly keep up with Donkey Kong, who punch island-sized moons out of the sky, and he's fought evenly with Chunky Kong. And with the Crystal Banana, he's like ridiculously strong, able to take out entire countries. Now, I will give you, he is actually pretty fast too. He's able to take on Dixie Kong regularly, who can dodge lightning and gunfire, and he survived punches from a pissed off Donkey Kong, and regularly survives hits from other Kongs as well. Now, King K. Rool is a genius actually. He invents all of his own gadgets, including the lightning things, the guns, all of it. Not to mention he's also an expert boxer and a pretty good leader, but he is flawed. He is actually super incompetent, and honestly, that's not very useful for a fight. Dedede, the ruler of Dreamland and rival and best friend to Kirby. You know, King Dedede has a shit ton of powers, so I'm gonna try and go through this decently fast. He can fly by inflating himself and even launch out compressed air projectiles. He can also inhale enemies like Kirby and launch them out. However, he cannot absorb their powers like Kirby can. Now, he also, when he spits them out, it's in the form of a star. Not to mention, he can also launch energy projectiles. He can create shockwaves and summon and launch Gordos, as well as manipulate electricity, and he can freaking teleport. He can create force fields with his prism shield. He can become intangible and invisible, and he's resistant to a whole bunch of stuff like reality warping and black holes. Now, he wields a big-ass hammer that has a freaking turbine in it. Because his hammer and striking strength was enough, he needs a turbine in there for extra power. He's also got a big-ass metal hammer that fires missiles and a mask that amps up his stats. He also has a few other power-ups like power orbs and whatnot that also increase his stats even higher. Over the years, King Dedede has turned into a legitimate powerhouse, comparable to Kirby and capable of defeating both Queen Tikian and Dark Meta Knight, and even fight Meta Knight and Kirby on his own as well. He can also keep up with Dark Meta Knight, who blitzed Meta Knight, and he's usually on par with Kirby in speed. Not to mention, once while just doing his little fly inhaling thing, he was able to keep up with Kirby's Warp Star, which is easily massively faster than light. Dedede casually takes beatings from Kirby and the other characters around his level without taking any serious wounds, including attacks from Meta Knight, who wields a sword. Now, Dedede is pretty smart, I guess. He steps up, and he actually steps up the intensity of his plans, and he even creates impressive strategies pretty fast, and he's made a few machines himself. But he's incredibly clumsy and a real idiot at times, losing to some really stupid strategies and inane things. But either way, he's quite the powerhouse. He finds Donkey Kong's banana horde and starts inhaling all the bananas, when a cannonball flies forward and hits Kirby, sending him flying past King Dedede. Dedede turns and looks at K. Rool. King Dedede launches a Gordo at King K. Rool, who shoots it out of the air with his blunderbuss. Dedede then rushes over and trips and face plants as K. Rool points his blunderbuss at his head and fires it point blank. King Dedede stumbles back as K. Rool throws his crown at him. Dedede then inhales and sucks up the crown and spits it right back at K. Rool in the form of a star. It hits him in the head, and Dedede jumps over and slams his hammer down on King K. Rool's head. He then pulls it back and charges his turbine inside before swinging it, launching King K. Rool into the sky. K. Rool then appears behind Dedede and bites him on the shoulder. King Dedede turns and swings his hammer upwards, hitting K. Rool in the jaw, knocking a few of his teeth out. King K. Rool flies up in his jetpack, and Dedede launches multiple Gordos at King K. Rool, who zaps them out of the sky with his electricity, launching them away. King K. Rool laughs as Dedede throws his hammer at him, knocking him from the sky. King K. Rool then falls and slides back. He charges at full speed at King Dedede, who grabs a metal hammer and holds it behind him. Dedede slams his hammer down last second, shattering the skull and splattering the King K. Rool's brains throughout the jungle. King Dedede then walks away to go check up on his friend Kirby. The winner is King Dedede! And to be honest, this match was a total stomp. Poor King K. Rool didn't stand much of a chance. So let's go ahead and go in depth on those stats and figure out why. King Dedede can clock in at solar system to multi-solar system levels of power and durability, thanks to being able to keep up and fight with Kirby, Meta Knight, and even Dark Meta Knight. And his speed, well, he's at massively faster than light, again with keeping up with Meta Knight and Kirby, and while flying he was able to keep up with the Warp Star. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Now if we look at King K. Rool, who's country level at best using the Crystal Banana, and regularly keeps up with the Island Buster Kongs, that's not really enough to be able to do anything to King Dedede. And then speed-wise he's screwed as well, because his best speed feat comes from fighting Dixie Kong who can dodge lightning. That's massively hypersonic at best. So already right there, that's enough to give King Dedede a complete win. Those stat gaps are too much. But we'll go ahead and we'll go a little bit further into this. A lot of King K. Rool's fighting is ranged fighting. He throws crowns, he shoots a gun, all of that. Well, King Dedede can easily absorb any of K. Rool's projectiles and spit them out as projectiles of his own. Not to mention his hammer can deflect projectiles, and he's got projectiles of his own in the form of Gordos. Now, if we go in for melee fighting, King K. Rool's screwed there too, because his melee options are claws or boxing gloves compared to Dedede's massive arsenal of hammers. Hell, one of his hammers actually fires missiles, for God's sake. Then he's got all his stat boosters like the mask and his power-up orbs, and there's really no way for King K. Rool to win this. So, looks like King K. Rool is King Dedede dead. Our winner is King Dedede. Next time on Combo Breaker! You know, lately I've been covering a lot of crazy, overpowered characters. You gotta think, man. I've had the mask on here, I've had reality warpers, I've got people who manipulate fire, I've had all sorts of crazy powerhouses, long lists of powers. So let's take it back to a primitive form of fighting. That's right, next time we've got two boxers ready to clash. Our next match is Balrog versus Little Mac. First of all, let me thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this to any friends you know who like versus debates. And, tell me what you think of the next match. Give me your predictions, maybe suggest matches in the comments, and they might happen.